Hey, this isn't my room.
Shut up and get in there.
But this isn't my room.
Orders say you're in here this time. Now sit down.
Let go of my arm.
Sit down.
Quit pushing me.
Just sit there. Doctor will see you in a moment.
I'm not a criminal.
Sure. That's what they all say.
Hello, Jane.
Who are you?
I'll be your doctor today. Can I see your chip, please?
What happened to 636?
He's busy with other patients.
I've only seen 636.
Really? Your file says that
recently. I've only seen him. Where is he?
Well, to be honest, he asked me if I would take your case.
What? Why?
Come on, Jane. You tried to stab him.
Yeah, but that's my personality.
Yes, I know. Jane 522, age 20. At age 14, you were detained for theft. Age 18, detained for armed robbery. Age 18.4, detained for drunk and disorderly.
What does this have to do with 636?
Last month, you were restrained for hostile conduct toward your corrections physician. You tried to stab 636 with a pen.
I lost my temper.
You gave him 8 stitches. You, Jane 522, are really quite a problem.
So they've been telling me my whole life.
Yes. That's why we've come up with a solution.
You're resetting me, aren't you?
No. Well...
God, I hate resetting. The stupid questions, the needles. Can't you just give me some Soma and be done with it?
No, we can't.
But it takes weeks to reset. Look, I'm not that far off. Just tweak me a little.
We have to reset you.
Ugh!
Because we're switching focus.
What does that mean?
Jane, can I ask you a question?
Might as well start the questions now. What is it?
What is your purpose?
What?
Your purpose.
Okay. I'm a food and goods designate.
No, that's your employment designation. I'm talking about your purpose. What's your purpose for being on Earth?
I don't understand.
Why are you here?
The same reason everyone else is here. To get corrected.
And why do we correct people?
To keep screw-ups like me from slaughtering innocents?
No, we do it because we're building a better society. You don't believe that?
Better society for who?
Ever since brain chemistry research became a government priority, every aspect of our society has improved. Crime is down, productivity is up, unwanted children aren't conceived.
Some of them are. Case in point.
Your mother's illness was very difficult to diagnose.
My mother was crazy, just like me. Only she couldn't take being corrected, so she took up high diving instead.
Jane...
She did it off our apartment balcony, but it was only 10 stories, so she didn't die instantly. I got to watch her squirm for a while. Bunch of people running around calling 911, but the emergency crews took 20 minutes getting there because they closed all but 2 fire stations in the whole city. The ambulance had to come 5 miles through traffic. You know why they closed all the fire stations?
Jane...
Because the brain chemistry correction system took care of all our problems. Police and fire stations aren't needed anymore. They aren't needed.
I know your case has been particularly traumatic.
Yeah.
And I'm here to help.
What do you want to try now? Up the antidepressant? Lower the antidepressant? Straight dopamine transfusion? Synthetic estrogen? They've tried it all, you know. Everything's gone into this head of mine, and nothing's worked.
So you just want us to fill you up with narcotics?
Hey, it'll keep me out of trouble, and I'll enjoy the ride.
Well, why not a full lobotomy then?
I'll try anything once.
Good! It's good to hear you say that, because I have a particularly radical therapy in mind.
What's that?
Do you recognize these?
No. Should I?
You might try looking at them first. Do you recognize them now?
Where did you find these?
Your school files.
The instructors told me they'd been burned.
That would be against regulations.
He was against regulations. He was having sex with half the boys in class.
Yes, well, your composition instructor is not the topic here. Your compositions are.
Is this a joke?
Of course not. Why would you think
These stories are why I'm in the brain corrections program.
Yes, yes they are. I think it was this one that got the agency's attention originally. A story about a government quite like our government, that kidnaps a young girl to test a combat robot they're developing.
Sybil.
What?
That was the name of the girl in the story. Sybil.
Yes. The instructor made a note that your class had been learning about some of the early combat robots our glorious leader had personally developed before he went into politics. Only his robots were programmed for combat. They didn't, well...
The robot in the story wasn't designed to fight.
In a sense...
It was designed to...
Yes. It was a very graphic story, Jane.
That one was nothing. You should have seen some of the stuff I wrote at home.
Do you still write?
636 thought I should avoid it.
What if I told you that you could start writing again? Even get paid for it. You could even write things like the robot story if you wanted.
Sorry, I'm through my being robot period.
Do you know how the brain chemistry correction program works, Jane?
I've been in it since I was 12. I'm kind of an expert.
But do you know how it really works?
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you understand, of course, that ever since we determined the optimal level of the 3 primary brain chemicals, we've done everything possible to ensure that all of the people are brought very close to those levels.
Every third grader knows that.
Yes, but maybe you don't know about the exemption program.
The what?
Have you ever wondered why everyone's not the same?
Not particularly.
Oh, but I think you have. I think all intelligent, creative people like you ask that question eventually. After all, if we can adjust your chemistry to a norm, why would anyone be abnormal?
Maybe you're not as good as you think.
We're very good at establishing the norm, Jane. But there is a small need for exemptions. You see, Jane, normal is the best option for 99.9% of the people. But sometimes you need someone who's different.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, an athlete who needs additional aggression, a scientist who needs the focus his natural autism brings him, or an artist who needs to embrace her depression to create haunting works of beauty.
You're kidding.
I'm not.
I didn't think you did haunting works of beauty in this hospital.
We contribute to that process.
So you're programming people. Big surprise.
We're not programming people. We're letting their natural tendencies exist. When they've got a sponsor, of course.
A what?
Regardless of what you think of this agency, we don't play God. We need a specific reason to vary someone's correction off norm. That's where sponsors come in.
Sponsors? Like commercials?
Well, maybe patrons is a better word. We don't just alter people and set them loose. They have to have a purpose, a job, which means they have to have someone who wants them and their particular abnormality. Athletes need teams, artists need print shops, scientists need pharma firms.
Who needs me?
What?
You wouldn't be talking to me about this if there wasn't a sponsor already lined up, right?
Well, no, I guess not.
So who needs me? Who needs stories about robots?
I should point out that it wasn't that particular story that interested them. It was your imagination in general.
Yeah, I get it. Who are they exactly?
Well, I can't tell you who they are until you agree to the terms. I have a contract...
It was Carne Noir, right?
What?
Carne Noir? Carne Noir Games Incorporated? The video game company?
How did you...
Skinny guy, about 25. Terrible acne. His name is Roger.
How do you know these things?
I don't believe it.
Jane, how do you...
He already approached me.
He what?
It was at a coffee shop a week ago. This guy started chatting me up, saying he was the president of Carne Noir, the big video game company. He knew my name. He knew I was in the corrections program. I just figured he was some creep from your office trying to sleep with me.
He should not have contacted you. That is strictly against regulations.
That skinny little creep was for real. I don't believe it.
Oh, Jane,
It's true, isn't it? Everything he said was true?
I have no idea what he said.
He said he'll take me off the meds entirely. He said I could write whatever I wanted as long as he got the first crack at it. He said he'd be responsible for me.
Well, that's a simplification, but yes.
Kind of makes me his slave, doesn't it?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. The contract has a mutual termination clause. Either one of you can end the relationship at any time.
Do you know what he said about my writing?
I am not comfortable talking about this, Jane. Roger was strictly forbidden from contacting you in advance.
But you're still going to go through with it.
There will need to be a board review. This is an unusual circumstance.
He told me he was paying you. I know you're going to go through with it. Do you want to know what he said about my writing?
I don't...
He said it was sick. Perverse. He said it was just what he needed. See, these video game guys have a hell of a time getting people interested since chemical correction. Turns out we're all so even-tempered now, it takes something really intense to get people's blood pumping. Carny noirs into horror games. Zombies, post-apocalypse, haunted house stuff, you know. They needed sick. They needed perverse. He said I was perfect. He even said I could, act out in public sometimes. That'll generate press, help sales of the game.
Jane, listen to me.
Pen.
I think I've made a mistake bringing this to you.
Give me a pen.
This is not an appropriate time.
Are you afraid of me?
What?
Are you afraid of me? That's what it looks like. The look in your eyes right now. It's like you think I'm an animal.
No, of course not.
I just want to write again. What's so wrong about that?
Well,
I haven't been able to write for so long. This will give me a chance again, please.
I think with some review...
Please? You know the fee he's paying is pretty hefty.
That shouldn't matter.
Of course not. A pen?
Well, this is against my better judgment.
Thank you, Doctor. This is a nice pen.
A present from my husband.
I used to do all my writing with crap. Ballpoints, old pencils, whatever I could steal. I think I'll try working with a pen like this from now on.
Well, you can afford it now. Could I have my pen back?
Oh, I'm not doing this for the money. Here's your pen. Wait a minute. Missed the jugular. I'm doing this for my freedom to be who I want to be. Now, what should my first scenario be about? How about a hospital where the doctors are torturing the patients? Hey, look. Red ink.
Red Ink, A Story from the Rack by the Icebox Radio Theater. Starring Autumn Silvers as Jane, Victoria Olsen as the Doctor, and Jeffrey Adams as the Guard. This program copyright 2013 by the Icebox Radio Theater, all rights reserved. Support new audio theater by joining the Icebox Radio Theater at iceboxradio.org.